So this is going to be Tuesday, phase 11. What we're going to have is going to be strength focused today. So we're going to have 4 rounds at each station. It's going to be 25 seconds of work with 25 seconds of rest, so a little bit longer rest than we've had recently. So 25 and 25 for 4 rounds, and after that they're going to get a minute to switch to the next station. Now, with the 25 rounds, or 25 seconds of rest, we do want to try to challenge them to go heavier, so try to push them, try to see if they can go as heavy as they can with these stations. So 4 rounds, 25 and 20. First thing we have is going to be chin-ups. So for this, we are going to have a bar, or we're going to have bands all along the bar, so with some boxes underneath them. We'll have red, black, purple, and green bands set up for them. What they're going to do, first thing is get into the band. So get in the band, grab it up high, pull it down, get around their foot. And then we want to grab the bar with our hands facing in towards us. So hands in, have the foot overlap the outside. Then we're going to start, we're going to go down, lower ourselves down, and we don't want to be swinging. So what tends to happen is if we jump up and start swinging, so we don't want to do that. We want to teach them start down and then go up. So all we're going to do, hand shoulder width, they're pulling all the way up over the bar, all the way back down, all the way back up, and all the way down. Make sure they're getting that full range, and then when they go up, we do not want them chin chasing. So we don't want people reaching with their chin. We want their eyes straight ahead the whole time when we're doing this. So no chin chasing. Keep those eyes straight ahead at the wall in front of them. So that's chin-ups. We're going for about 4 to 6 reps over there. That is the main version. We do have some modifications. First one we have is going to be TRX chin-ups. So we'll have some TRX set up over here. We'll shorten this one here a little bit. We'll have them set up on the outside of the rack here. We'll have probably 2 or 3 of them so that we can do them. The rep range for this is about the same, so 4 to 6 reps. Same thing. If someone can do 4 to 6 reps, try to challenge them to do a regular chin-up because they can probably do it. Even if they can only do a few, do try to challenge them to do that. So TRX chin-ups, first modification. Everything is almost exactly the same here. Eyes are straight ahead, hands in towards them. We want their feet flat here. And then all we're doing is pulling up, all the way up, and back down. Same thing, you want to get all the way up, keep the eyes straight ahead, no chin chasing. One thing that this does allow them to do is rest between reps, so they can do that if they have to. Makes it a little bit easier for people who have trouble with this movement. They can rest in between them, but do try to encourage them to keep going, try to get about that 4 to 6 rep range. One other thing we want to make sure here is that when we start, we have a good length for TRX, so these are way too long for me. I want them to be shorter. We want our arms all the way extended when we start so that we can get that full range of motion when we're pulling down. So just help people with that if they need it, and they will be set a little bit higher, so you can do that for them as you need. So that's the first modification, and then the next one we have is going to be straight arm band pull down. This one really is only for people who are usually a little heavier, can't quite pull themselves up, or people who are have trouble with chin-ups. Do try to encourage people to not do that if you can, but some people do need that modification. So for that, we're going to have some bands set up here as well. Just holding the band, straight arms, just this way. Arms are going to be straight, pulling all the way down and back up, all the way down the hips, and then back up. Make sure the band is under control. They're not letting the band take them back up. They want to be controlling it the whole way. So this is the first station. Second station we have is going to be over here in front of the rack. We're going to have Dumbbell RDL. So we're going to have 2 dumbbells for this. One is going to be in each hand. We want our feet to start shoulder width. Then what we're going to be doing is driving our hips back, getting down, keeping the back flat right below our knees, about the middle of our shin, and then back up all the way. Drive hips down, back up all the way. The weights are kind of on the side of our legs, and then just getting all the way down there. With this, do try to challenge people to go heavy. We want to try to really focus on strength here, so try to get them to go as heavy as they can. We are recording this as well, so we'll know what they did previous weeks. Try to push them to really go heavier. Again, just keep the back flat, get about to the middle of the shin with this one. So this is the second station. Third one is going to be over on the next part of the rubber. We're going to be over here for that. So for this one, we have a couple different levels of modification. We're going to be doing bear planks, which is a type of plank here. They're going to be in the bear crawl position. So hands under the shoulders, knees are going to be at 90 degrees, as close to the ground as they can. Now the hardest version of this that we have is hand and foot lift. So what they're going to do for that version is lift their hand and their foot, and then there's alternating, lifting their hand and their foot. They don't have to get super high off the ground, just a little bit of lift, alternating sides here. Alright? Just keeping stable, lifting their hand and their foot. Now the next easiest version is just a hand lift. So for that, they're just lifting their hand off the ground, alternating, lifting their hand. So a little bit of instability, not not quite as challenging, but still gonna work on that stability a little bit. So hand and foot lift is the hardest, hand lift is a little easier. Then the easiest version is just a hold. So they're just gonna hold in a plank here, just holding like this. I'm just holding this position for the 25 seconds. Big thing here is make sure they are keeping their knees close to the ground. We don't want their hips rising up, so try to keep them back flat, knees as close to the ground as we can with that one. All right, fourth station is going to be over here. We are going to have offset push-ups. So it's almost exactly the same as a regular push-up. What they're gonna have is a plate out, they have a plate on the ground here. They're gonna have one hand on the plate, one hand on the ground. So it's like a regular push-up, just a little bit offset. Kind of challenges that one side a little bit more with the deficit here. So just like regular push-up, hands about shoulder width, then just going down and back up, down and back up. So same thing with push-ups, keep your hips in line, all the way down, all the way back up. You don't want them dropping their head or their hips, right? Just making sure they're keeping those hips in line, just getting a good quality push-up. People have trouble with that, we can't do it from our knees, so a little bit easier. So just like this, same thing with that deficit. All right, so a little bit easier there. And then the last one we have is going to be incline push-ups. So these aren't going to be offset, just regular incline push-ups. We'll have a bench set up against the wall, regular push-ups here, just going down and back up with that. So that is, if someone cannot do it from their knees or do an offset push-up, we're just going to have them come over to an incline, a little bit easier. People need that modification. With this one, if they are doing it with the offset, they are going to be switching sides each round. So they will do one side one round, next round they will do the other side. So just switching their hands with that one. So that's the fourth station. Fifth one is going to be over here. We are going to have TRX speed squats. Let me look here. What we got? Yep. So TRX drop squats and TRX speed squats are the two here. The main one we want to try to get people to do is going to be TRX drop squats. So for those, they're going to be going quickly, as quick as they can. Feet are going to be together, drop down, all the way and back up, down and back up. All right, the most important thing here is we get quality movement. So all the way down in our squat and explode up, all the way back up. Like I said, they can go fast, but I don't want people just going like this. Right? We don't want that. We want all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Now, if we have trouble with jumping, some people have a couple issues with that. So if they have any issues with jumping, we can just do TRX speed squats. So just getting down in our squat, going as quick as we can. And then if we have any issues that prevent us from going speed squats, we can just do regular TRX squats. So not a whole lot of difference, just a little bit easier, and a little bit slower there if they have to do that, right? But do try to get people to go fast, try to get that heart rate elevated at this station. So that is the main workout. Then we do have a finisher on this day. What we're gonna do first, grab a mini band. You'll have black and blue mini bands set out. We're gonna grab it, get it above our knees. Give people a little time to get into these. Not too long of a finisher, so give them a couple minutes there. We want them to be above our knees. A good way to teach people is grab it with their hands, get their knees together, pull it out, kind of try to keep it flat. We want to avoid it rolling up because that kind of digs into your legs a little bit. So what we're going to have for the finisher, we're going to have two exercises. We're going to do a certain amount of reps for as many rounds as we can. So the first thing we have is going to be mini band squats. So mini band's going to be around above our knees. We're just squatting, so all the way down and back up, down and back up. We're going to do 15 reps of this. Challenge here, get all the way down that squat, good form, and then drive the knees out. We do not want them caving in. So the band's going to try to take them in. What we want is the band going out and then back up. If someone has trouble with that, what they can do is grab a TRX. We will have some set up around. Do the same thing just with the TRX, a little bit easier, more support there if they need that. Right? So still keeping the band, but it does make it a little bit easier. Then, the second thing we have is going to be mini band clamshells. We're going to do 10 per side of these. So they'll do 10 on one side, and then 10 on the other side. They're going to be on their side here, on their arm, and then we want our knees bent about 90 degrees, feet in line with our hip. So we're just like this here, and we're going up and down, up and down. Biggest thing is to not let them turn their body. So we're not turning our body. We're just turning our knees. So knees coming up above our hip, back down, up and down, and then don't let them just drop down. Keep the band under control. Don't let it take them down. All right. Clamshells, 10 on one side, 10 on the other. So again, we have 15 mini band squats, then 10 on each side of mini band clamshells, as many rounds as they can get through in the 3-minute timer, and that is the workout and the finisher for phase 11 Tuesday.